My name is Ethan, and this is the story of how my dreams slowly broke in front of my eyes, piece by piece until I was left with nothing but memories and silence. When I was a child, I believed I was born for something special, not in a proud or arrogant way, but in a soft, innocent belief that everyone around me seemed to encourage. My father used to say, "Ethan, you will do something big in life, I can see it in your eyes." My mother would smile and add, "Just don't stop dreaming no matter what happens." I grew up in a small town where opportunities were rare, but dreams were still alive. I wasn't rich, but I was hopeful. I studied in a public school, where most students were just trying to pass exams, but I was different. I didn't just want to pass, I wanted to shine. I wanted to become a writer. I remember writing my first short story when I was 14. It was about a boy who lost everything but still found a reason to smile. My teacher read it in front of the class and said, "This boy has something special." That moment felt like my entire life had finally started. From that day, I believed nothing could stop me. But life doesn't destroy dreams all at once. It breaks them slowly, quietly, and painfully. After school, I got admission into a university in a nearby city. It was a big step for me. My parents sacrificed a lot to send me there. I still remember my mother packing my clothes with teary eyes saying, "Don't forget who you are." In university, everything changed. I met people who were smarter, richer, and more confident than me. At first I felt inspired, but slowly that inspiration turned into comparison. My confidence started fading without me realizing it. I still wrote stories, but no one cared. I sent my work to small magazines, blogs, competitions. Most of them never replied. The few replies I got were rejection emails with polite words like, "not suitable for our audience." At the same time, I had to work part-time to support myself. I worked in a small cafe near the campus. I would serve coffee to students who talked about their dreams while I silently wondered if mine even mattered anymore. One night, after a long shift, I sat alone in my small rented room. The room was dark except for the weak light of my desk lamp. I opened my laptop and read one of my old stories, the same story my teacher once praised. It didn't feel special anymore. That was the first crack in my dream. Months passed and pressure increased. My parents were struggling financially. My father called less often. When he did, his voice sounded tired. My mother always asked the same question, "Are you doing okay?" And I always said yes, even when I wasn't. In my third year, I met someone who changed everything. Her name was Lily. Lily was in my literature class. She loved books the way I once did. She laughed at my jokes, read my stories, and told me I had potential. For the first time in a long while, I felt seen again. We became close friends. Maybe more than friends, though. Neither of us said it directly. She used to say, "Ethan, don't give up. You have a voice." Those words became my strength. But life doesn't let happiness stay for long. One day I noticed Lily started distancing herself. At first I thought she was just busy. But later I found out she had gotten a scholarship abroad. She didn't tell me directly, I found out through someone else. When I asked her, she just said, "I didn't want to make it harder for you." That sentence hurt more than anything else. Before leaving, she gave me a letter. I still remember her shaking hands as she said goodbye. I didn't open the letter that day, I couldn't. After she left, everything became silent again. I finally opened her letter a week later. It said, "Ethan, you are one of the most real people I've ever met. But I know I cannot stay here and hold you back from your own journey. Please don't stop writing. Even if I'm not there, your words will always matter." I cried that night, not because she left, but because I realized how alone I really was. After graduation, reality hit harder than ever. There were no job offers, no publishing deals, no sudden success story, just rejection after rejection. My savings were gone, my cafe job ended, and I had to move back to my hometown. The same town where everything started now felt smaller than before. People who once said I would be someone big now asked, "So what are you doing now?" I stopped answering that question. Days turned into months. I stopped writing completely. My laptop stayed shut. My notebooks collected dust. My father tried to encourage me. "It's okay, son. Life is not easy. Try something else." But I couldn't explain to him that I didn't just lose a career. I lost a part of myself. One evening I went to the old school where it all began. The classrooms were almost empty. The teacher who once praised me was still there, now older, slower, but still kind. He looked at me and said, "You stopped writing." I didn't answer. He nodded slowly and said something I still remember. "Dreams don't die, Ethan, people stop feeding them." That night I sat near the same desk where I wrote my first story. I opened my notebook after almost a year. My hands were shaking. I tried to write something, but nothing came out. That's when I realized the truth. My dream wasn't destroyed in one moment. It was broken slowly, by rejection, by distance, by silence, by time, and by my own doubt. But even broken dreams leave fragments behind, and sometimes those fragments still shine. I don't know if I will ever become a famous writer. I don't know if my stories will ever reach the world. But I do know one thing now. A broken dream is not the end of life. It is just a different beginning one, where you learn to rebuild yourself from the pieces. And maybe, just maybe, that is the real story.